All right, everybody, welcome to the new episode of Quickdraw. We watched Waterworld together because finally we did that after I've talked about this movie so much. So yeah, let's
You
begin.
do
Waterworld. Kevin
every day.
Costner movie. Kevin Costner did this movie. He turned down the role for Shawshank to be in this movie.
He believed in his passion project. I'll give him that.
It was some
It
other
wasn't worth
director.
it. It wasn't worth it.
I will say it does not hold up as well as I remember it.
Really?
Really?
When was this movie good?
When I
When
watched
did you
it first.
believe in this movie?
Okay,
Okay.
there's
What's
moments
your
in this
relation-
movie that are good.
What's your history with this film?
I watched it as a kid like a bunch of times.
Did you? Okay, I almost asked if you saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I was alive back in 1995.
Okay. Uh, So, when you say you watched it as a kid, do you mean like you were like 10, or do you mean
Yeah,
you were
10.
like? Okay. Do you? Do
I
you
liked
still
it.
like it? Do you still
I
like it? as much as you
think
did?
after a new watch of it, I have realized there is a lot more downtime in this film than I had remembered.
It's way too long.
It is.
Yes, very much.
It is like I
It's
don't
over
remember
2
it
hours.
this. It is over 2 hours long, and I think that is definitely the biggest failure of the movie. Like that
There's
is
no reason.
there is no reason for it to be as long as it is. There is, I'd say the entire beginning section is great.
Oh, the first like half an hour is amazing.
Yeah, if they kept that energy going, then it would totally warrant like a 2 hour movie. Like if you had Mad Max Fury Road, where it's just like a 2 hour long car chase, that would be great. This movie does not deliver on that front at all. It
Mm-mm.
starts out fantastic. You have the Universal logo and the ice caps melt, and then immediately cut to Kevin Costner pissing into a weird device, and then he drinks his own pee. That
It's
sets the
amazing.
tone for the movie really well.
It never happens again.
It never happens again, but it's a really good tone.
I love it when like studio logos change at the beginning of the movie to fit the movie.
I can't think of too many examples of that.
Shrek.
Okay, I can't think of too many good
A lot of
examples of that.
DreamWorks does it a lot, actually.
is
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah,
shut
Dreamcast does do it a lot.
Did you say Dreamcast?
Look, I have a Dreamcast that I may or may not have been staring at for a second there.
Oh yeah, DreamWorks. DreamWorks does a bunch.
You did say that.
That's great.
Yes, my favorite.
It is 1
animation
a.m.
studio, Dreamcast.
Okay, let's get it out of the way. This movie isn't good.
No, it sucks.
Oh no, it's on technical level, like it's definitely not good, but I will still like it.
It's got some good moments, but not like unironically good moments. They're bad moments. They're just funny.
I think the action is great in this. Like they have a lot of really good practical stunts. Like there's a scene where they have a bunch of skiers off the back of a airplane
No, that's the hypest. I love that.
into the atoll.
It's goofy, but I love it.
Okay, but we're
It
talking
knows
about-
it's goofy, but like they went and got stunt actors and did that. Like I gotta commend that. That's awesome.
But you're talking about the atoll part.
Yeah, the
Which
atoll
we
part is
agree.
fantastic.
It's good. It's a good thing.
I also do like the whole part at the end with the whole D's, but it's definitely not nearly as good as the atoll.
Oh no, nothing matches it.
Yeah. I'd say best way to watch this movie is go to Universal and watch the stunt show.
I mean-
Specifically, Universal Hollywood, Singapore,
I
and
think
Japan.
Yeah, you need to mention.
Waterworld, a live Sea War spectacular, also known as Waterworld.
I mean, okay. I don't recommend sitting through this whole movie, and if you do, do it with friends.
I'd say yeah, watch this with friends, or if you're a big apocalypse like Mad Max fan, it's still a little hard to recommend, but like it's if you just like want more of that kind of scenario of just people going crazy after the world's ended, and like there's a new civilization, and it's all weird, then there's definitely that.
Okay, but no one
I
goes
refer to
crazy.
this movie as Mad Max at Sea for a reason.
Yeah.
Not that
Okay.
it's good, but it's because of the setting and such.
I would have liked it more if someone was going crazy, because no one goes crazy in this movie.
I just like that one guy that he wanted to trade with them, but there was like no action in that scene.
Okay, but that also wasn't he like starving or dehydrated or something? He was like
Yeah,
lost.
he was going crazy because he was dehydrated.
Well, I thought you meant people going crazy after an apocalypse, like, oh no, society's gone. I'm going.
Oh yeah,
insane.
that yeah. Well, no, this is like 100 years after that. They've gotten
Right.
over it.
Anyway, let's talk about the characters. None of them are good.
I
No.
like Kevin Costner's character, and I like Dennis Hopper's character.
Okay,
Dennis
Dennis
Hopper's
Hopper's-
character is fun.
Dennis Hopper's character is fine.
Probably
the best character,
he's probably
I'd
my
say.
favorite in the movie. He's got some genuinely funny moments, in my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah.
Like there's a
definitely.
part where oh fuck, it's they're attacking the atoll, and there's this guy that has this big ass machine gun, like an anti-aircraft machine gun, attacking the atoll, and he's been firing it so much that there's soot all over his like goggles, so he can't see. So he's just continuously firing, and his boat is now aiming at the at Dennis Hopper's boat, and he's just like, "What's that guy's name? Everybody!" And they'll start yelling out his name, and then he's like, "Oh, maybe he doesn't respond to that. Call him Clyde or whatever."
Wasn't it? Wait,
No, I forgot what the name
but they're
was.
Like, oh no, he doesn't respond to that name. Call him by the other name.
Yeah,
I think they were calling him short version, like they were calling him like Rick, but his name was Richard,
yeah, something like that.
Something
which was that's a good line.
It was great, and then he gets caught in an explosion and loses his eye, and there's this whole scene where he has this guy like painting this like ball bearing as like a fake replacement eye, and he's like, "How does it look, everybody?" And they're all nodding his head, and they're like, "Yeah, it looks good." And he's like, asks this kid, and he's like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "I think it looks like shit." And he looks in the mirror, he's like, "It does look like shit."
Oh, there's also the great moment where he almost throws his cigarette into like the oil tanker,
Oh yeah.
and the one guy has to catch it to avoid them
Yeah.
killing everyone.
The smokers I like as a concept entirely too. That's like a good, just stupid post-apocalyptic community that I have no idea how they propagate themselves.
Everyone here smokes.
There's the scene where he's being paraded and he's just throwing handfuls of
Yeah,
cigarettes.
they're in the car on their boat in the freaking Exxon Valdez, which caused an oil spill, like in real life, and he's just throwing cigarettes everywhere.
I love like in these post-apocalyptic settings of like Waterworld and Mad Max, where like every group has this gimmick.
Yeah.
Like you just have to have a gimmick in the post-apocalypse. Our gimmick is smoking. Our
Yeah.
gimmick is, whatever in Fury Road. It's
Well, they
Blood
never
and
like
the
mention
cancer.
them, but oh yeah, there's a cancer cult, but there's also in Fury Road like it's implied that there's other gimmicks, like there's a bullet farmer guy who has like a fucking tank car.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't
just
think
love
Connor's
that where
seen
for
Fury
some
Road,
reason
though.
it's like it's the society doesn't exist now. I need a gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how society works.
Nobody say it.
No, don't.
Don't
Because
say the meme.
that's actually how like communities form.
Yeah.
Like people find things to latch onto. Like I guess it was probably farming way
Yeah.
back in the day.
I guess
we
in
live
the case of
in a-
Waterworld, it's cigarettes.
We live in a.
No.
No,
I'm not gonna actually say the other.
we live in a Pokemon world.
I play Pokemon.
No,
Go
god damn it, that's even
every
worse
day.
if you said
You
we
made
live
it
in a
worse.
society.
You made it worse.
Anyways, back to Waterworld.
1, 2, oh.
No,
Yeah.
god, okay, shut up, Mitch. Jeez.
Let's talk about the other characters we don't like. All of them.
I think for the writing of it, I think the actor for Enola, the little girl, actually wasn't terrible.
No, the kid.
Her
That's
line
one of the better kid actors I've seen.
Her line deliveries are pretty good, actually.
She does a
Like,
good
for
job.
all the context this movie has for that character, it really should have been like a terrible character, but like she was all right. So props to her.
But the woman Helen, she's awful.
Maybe we could get some food. She just yells out food.
She does.
All of the character interactions between Costner and Helen. Yes, I'm just gonna call him Costner. They're
No,
really
he literally doesn't
entertaining.
have a name. He's like called the
No,
Mariner once, and that's it.
No, I know. But the interactions between them two they're hilarious. They're awful, but they're really funny. They're like they hate each other.
I really,
They smack each other around a lot.
I think
And
my favorite.
Kevin Costner throws the girl off the boat.
Yeah,
Yes, he straight up is just like content with child murder. He doesn't care.
my favorite thing about this movie, outside of the action at the beginning, is Kevin Costner's disregard for other human beings' life in this scenario.
He doesn't give a
He
shit.
He
just
doesn't kill people.
doesn't
He doesn't
care.
openly kill people. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
He just has no like qualms about it. He's just like, whatever, murder is a thing.
He's
That
like,
I
I gotta
do
do what I gotta
sometimes.
do, but like, man, like these people aren't gonna survive on my boat. I gotta kill them.
I mean, it kind of makes sense in that scenario. Like, survival of the fittest, and I can just throw you off my boat.
I mean, there's the scene when they come out from air or whatever, and the smokers catch up to them, and they like torch his boat. He just goes. It's like the only time he sees like emotion in him. He's just like, "Oh, my boat." He's not even that broken
It's
up
just
about it
weird
though.
How it's just like established of like, hey, apparently it's been long enough where humanity has started to evolve fish traits.
Yeah, he's a
I mean,
fishman.
it's also kind of implied that he's something different.
Yeah. But
But
they do
also it's
mention
like,
hey,
seems
if
to be
you're a
the only
fishman,
one.
there's gotta be at least like a few other fish people. Like that's a very specific.
Okay, do you want to get into the internal logic of
No,
this
no.
movie?
What I'm saying is
None
that's
of it works.
one of the other characters said this essentially. Like they were telling
Yeah,
Kevin
like, there
Costner,
are
like
other,
there's
other,
got to be other fishmen.
And he's like, I'm the only one of my kind. I'm Kevin Costner and I'm a fishman.
Okay, but can we talk about the internal logic? Because that doesn't make any sense.
It
Because
doesn't.
if there was another fishman, they would probably know.
Yeah,
Maybe he got abandoned. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
it's a big
Is he-
world, and it's
is
a
he
world
an
full of
outcast?
water.
I mean,
It's a
the
water
real
world.
question of them not knowing about something they should totally have known about: dry land.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on
That's
Why the
the
fuck are there
stupid
skeletons
part.
on the island, and why isn't there no society on the dry
Okay,
land?
first of all, were there seriously just two people on the island
Yeah.
total that had a kid and just sent them off to the
Yeah,
sea?
they
with
sent them
no
off to
direction?
sea,
And they somehow turned into skeletons.
and they
Somehow
didn't
gave
have
them
any
a
other
fucking-
children.
And why is there no society on this fucking dry land?
No one
You think
directed
there
the
would
girl.
be people there.
No
if
one
it's-
directed the girl. No one.
I think it's implied that whoever was with her died, but still,
Is it though?
I don't know. That's how I would explain it. But yeah, they could have had like two
This is
lines of
you
dialogue to say that
extrapolating.
much.
It's so dumb. There should be a whole society there. If the land still exists, there would be people on the land.
And there were no animals. No one.
No, there was
Horses.
horses.
Oh, would
Yeah.
horses eat human meat? No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
It's a horse eat horse world, my guy.
Humans would eat horses, though they shouldn't. Because eat bad.
No,
Just
yeah,
try
because
to- Push morals in Waterworld.
Nothing's free in Waterworld.
I was gonna say that.
nothing's
But that's
free in
You are
Waterworld.
stolen this from you. You don't get to say the joke. I get to say the joke.
You can't just steal a joke. That means you're getting it for free, and nothing's free in Waterworld. The review.
God damn it. Now we're just trying to say it like as often as possible. Just respond to someone saying nothing's free in Waterworld by just saying nothing's free in Waterworld back to them.
Hey, I'm at my job, and somebody has like a coupon, and they're like, "Oh, can I get a free sandwich?" I'm like, "Nothing's free at Subway." I don't even work at Subway.
Nothing's free at the movie theater. You gotta pay for that refill.
So, does anybody other have Does anybody have any other thoughts on Waterworld?
Bad movie.
I feel like it was really unnecessary. Okay, interesting, like kind of interesting concept. Like
I think it
on
would.
paper,
I think
on paper, Waterworld.
I think the
fine.
first half of the movie shows that it could have. The concept could have been done as a full movie. They just didn't keep going with that quality.
In an alternate universe, there's a good version of this film.
Yeah, I think that's one way to put it.
Also, don't film at sea. That shit's expensive. You'll lose so much money. Like, you know, Waterworld.
Okay, so one thing I want to like really, really push is that there is one good character, flipping Dennis Hopper, and
Yes.
even I don't like him that much. And also, Costner's fine. He's not good. He's not bad. He's fine.
Oh wait, what about the
He's not a
guy?
good guy.
There's
He's
that
not a
one
bad
guy.
guy.
Let me
He's in
go on.
the.
Let me go on. So the problem is that like an hour of this movie is literally just Costner and the two girls
yeah.
on the boat, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's who cares? It's
There is one thing
bad.
I will say is I think you asked about what's the test or whatever. This movie actually I think passes it.
The Bechdel test.
Yeah, there is actually surprisingly against all odds, I don't think there's a scene where it's just the two women talking about men.
You know, I was having a conversation about this, and apparently that test is usually only valid when there is not a man present. So this movie probably fails it because Costner's always on the boat.
Yeah.
And he's always there.
Well, there's the one scene where he's fishing with himself. But they're all looking at him like he's crazy because he's fucking crazy.
The Bechdel test is two female characters having a conversation that isn't about men.
So yeah.
So this
I
fails.
guess it fails that, so that's a good thing?
No, it's bad. You don't want to fail it.
Oh, okay.
That means you're not good to your woman characters.
No, wait, no, they didn't have a conversation that was about men.
That was not about men.
Well, they didn't have a conversation that was not about men.
They have to have a conversation that is not about men.
Well, they didn't have a I guess okay, so I guess they didn't have a conversation is what they're saying.
Yes.
Okay. They didn't have any conversations about men is what I'm saying. I get that part.
I guess.
Max, I think you're completely misunderstanding the Bechdel test.
I know. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. What I am trying to say is that it doesn't have any conversation at all, so that's still not having a conversation about men. It's just
that's a failure.
Okay. If you have a movie with no women in it, is that a failure?
Yes, absolutely. That's kind of the point.
If you had Lord of the Flies, where it's supposed to be there's no women in it.
Well, yeah, but also that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Failing the test doesn't mean your movie's bad. Failing the test just means you don't have the good female representation. And if you're not trying for good female representation, you're not trying to pass the test.
Okay, I guess.
It's like a movie that's making fun of that kind of thing. I don't know. Let's not get into it. It's unrelated. This movie probably fails the Bechdel test.
Presumably. Why did I say presumably? We watched the movie.
Yeah, I'm not. It pretty much does. Just
there's gotta be one scene where they talk. I guess there really just isn't. There's the one scene where Kevin Costner chucks the girl into the water and then she goes in to save her and she's like, "I got you."
No, that definitely doesn't count.
That doesn't count at all.
You're trying too hard. You're stretching.
Anyways, I think Waterworld is overall, it's technically not good. I enjoy it, so it's like a personal good movie, but I understand that it's not very good, and I really think that somebody out there should try the idea of it again because I think
Gargantia.
I think I think straight up more boat mechanics are really cool. Because this movie does show all this weird stuff that happens.
You can't go further.
Level. This
you can't go further than Waterworld.
Yeah, but they just could have done just more throughout the whole movie. They just kind of stopped doing cool boat shit for a while.
It's almost like it's not a very good movie.
I know, but what I'm saying is something else could do this plot justice.
The
Don't call it.
show
I want.
at
I
Universal
want like
Studios.
a spiritual successor.
I feel like the problem with it is that there's so many problems with it that how do you improve it?
I mean, just take the idea of boats, just Mad Max with boats, but don't do what Waterworld did.
Yeah, but like, do you forget the land? Do you say, oh no, there's no land?
You could do that. I think that would
Like,
be fine, as long as they have some
Of
goal
just,
in
hey,
mind.
another day in the life, basically.
If they had some goal in mind, the whole movie, like, you know, any movie should, usually, unless it's slice of life, then yeah.
They gotta find Atlantis, but Atlantis is the entirety of New York City.
I mean,
was
if
really
it could be
hoping
as
to
simple
see,
as
like,
something
a
as, like,
famous
taking down the
landmark when they
big
were
bad
under sea,
pirates.
Like, I wanted to see the Statue of Liberty or something and be like, ha! But they didn't. Cowards.
But if you had, like, an entire movie that was just filled with boat chases, which there was seriously, I think, only one boat chase scene in this, which is really weird to think about.
You'd think they'd do more of that.
Yeah.
But instead you have
There's
Kevin
no, like,
Costner
scene where there's,
basically
like,
just raids the boat.
one
the
really
big boat.
easy setup that they could have done is just had, like, two boats next to each other with two people firing at each other, like a ship battle, and they kind of never do that. They do it with a
Like,
freaking
you have, like,
airplane.
a smaller scale Assassin's Creed 4 type thing going on.
That is called a pirate
that.
battle. I believe
Pirates
that's
of
what you're
Pirate
describing.
Battle.
Yeah, pirate battle.
Yo ho, yo ho.
Like, just like
near
have
the
like
hooks,
the
I'll
pirate
never
setup
go.
of like two people like boarding each other's ships, but like with modern
What Pirates
guns
of the
in like
Caribbean?
this apocalyptic setting. I think that could be really cool. Like have all these weird like hobbled together gadgets that people have created. I think that would be really neat.
I mean, again, they kind of do have Gargantia.
Yeah, but Gargantia has like the mech shit and like this weird other stuff that they kind of lose focus on. But that's not this episode.
Maybe, Max, you should just make a Waterworld video game someday or something
There is a
inspired by
Waterworld
it.
video game, and it's on the Virtual Boy.
Ooh.
That's true.
Okay, then. A game inspired by Waterworld, but you do it good.
Maybe, if I could make that game, if I could.
Just
have the
someday,
time to
like, you're a
program
head
that
of
shit.
you're like a head figure at some video game company, you're like, time to
I want to make Waterworld
real
the game.
deal.
You're fired.
You were instantly voted out.
I've got boated out.
Voted out of the company.
Boated out of the company.
Yes, they put you on a boat and they were just
And they
like,
light it
"Goodbye,
on
Max."
fire. They
Yeah,
give me a
if
Viking
you're still
funeral while I'm
alive,
alive.
You're given a Viking funeral, but you're still alive.
Sounds great. They should have done that in Waterworld. Oh my god, that would have been really cool. See, look, we're fixing the movie.
Chain a guy up on a boat and set it on fire.
Fixing Waterworld. That should
Fixing
be the title.
Waterworld. All
You
right.
can't do it. You fail.
I think we can do it. Give me a
Us,
boat.
personally.
Give me a boat. Give me a
But
GoPro
basically-
and give me a harpoon. I'll fix it in a week.
Hey, basically at the end,
Man
when that
dried.
movie was finally over, I felt the same way as that guy in the oil tube. Oh,
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
Or the other guy that
Probably one of the best
decides not
moments
to
in
go
the
from
movie.
dry land, and he says, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best moments in the movie. Is just the, oh, thank God. He's just like, he's just glad that it's, he's down, he can die.
But yeah, I guess ratings now. I've got nothing else to say. Hello?
Well,
I mean, movie sucks. Movie
Bad.
bad.
Okay.
movie bad.
I don't remember my original rating of it, but I think like a 4, 3.5.
Yeah, I think 4 too.
Okay, this movie deserves a 6 or
No,
less,
it doesn't.
probably.
It deserves less.
It probably
than that.
deserves less than a 6.
Stop lying to
It's a
yourself.
7 in my heart,
Yeah,
but I
4.
will give it a
Four.
6.
You give it a 6, I'll give it a 4.
4.
Would you rather watch Girls Who Pants or Waterworld?
Girls in Panzer every time.
Really? That's
Yeah.
longer.
Okay, but like,
Waterworld
if you
is
told me
Waterworld.
if you told me you have to watch Girls in Panzer or Waterworld, I'd be like, whatever. Girls in Panzer is fun.
Yeah, if you had a gun to my head and said, "Hey, watch Waterworld or Girls in Panzer," I'd probably pick Girls in Panzer
All right,
because
so
I at least enjoy a little bit of that show.
I guess I know my job. I'll see you guys on Lake Erie. I am going to fix Waterworld. Just look out for a headline that says "Man drowns trying to recreate or fix Waterworld."
Waterworld in real life. It's a fucking YouTube video. It's
I'm
not
sure
this
it's a real
YouTube clickbait video.
I'm sure that's a real thing.
It's called the Universal attraction. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, unfortunately, it's not even at the good Universal in
Are you
Florida.
implying that Waterworld isn't real?
If you die in Waterworld, you die in real life.
Nothing's free in the Waterworld.
Not even your life.
All right. Thank you all for watching this quick draw.
Goodbye.
Gooby.
Goodbye. Don't watch Waterworld.
Watch it. Do it.
No.